फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल सिविल सर्विसेज ऑफिशियल में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। तो आज हम स्टार्ट करेंगे अपना चैप्टर 5 कल्चर, नदीम हसन जनरल एंथ्रोपोलॉजी बुक का, एंथ्रोपोलॉजी ऑप्शनल एस्पिरेंट्स के लिए, यूपीएससी के लिए। और मैं नेक्स्ट अनाउंसमेंट ये करना चाह रहा हूँ कि इसके बाद हम लोग स्टार्ट करेंगे पी नाथ बुक। इसके बाद स्टार्ट करेंगे पी नाथ बुक, सारी बुक लाइन वाइज कंप्लीट करते रहेंगे और साथ ही साथ जीएस भी कंप्लीट करेंगे। आपको सिर्फ क्या करना है, सिर्फ वीडियो देखनी है, जस्ट कुछ नहीं, और एक लाइक करना है, कमेंट करना है, सब्सक्राइब करना है और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा वीडियो को शेयर करना है। इतने में चाहिए, क्योंकि ये मुझे मोटिवेशन देता है और वीडियो बनाने का। तो आइए बिना किसी देरी के वीडियो स्टार्ट करते हैं। लेट्स स्टार्ट चैप्टर 5 कल्चर। कॉन्सेप्ट्स ऑफ कल्चर। स्टूडेंट ऑफ एंथ्रोपोलॉजी जो होते हैं आर बाउंड टू कम अक्रॉस एन अमेजिंग वैरायटी ह्यूमन सोसाइटीज विद ग्रेट वैराइटीज इन लैंग्वेज, रीजन, इकोनॉमिक, पॉलिटिकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। मतलब कहने का मतलब ये कि स्टूडेंट एंथ्रोपोलॉजी के हैं भाई, बहुत सारी वैरायटी के लोग सोसाइटी से मिलते हैं, बहुत सारी वेरिएशन होती हैं भाषाओं में, रिलीजन्स में, इकोनॉमिक, पॉलिटिकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में। ठीक है, दिस इज ऑल्सो थीम ऑफ सोशल कल्चर एंथ्रोपोलॉजी। ये सोशल कल्चर बनाती है कि एक थीम तरीके से थीम ही है। ठीक है, hence we must have a sound idea of what culture stands enough for anthropology. In ordinary usage of a person with good manners, or activities, skills and sophistication is usually referred to be cultured. The person with good skills होते हैं, sophisticated मतलब बहुत बढ़िया manners होते हैं, अच्छे तरीके से बात करने का तरीका होता है, तो उसे हम cultured कहते हैं कई बार. So performance of fine arts such as music, dance and drama is usually referred as cultural program. डांस ड्रामा जो होता है ये भी एक पार्ट है कल्चर प्रोग्राम का. दिस इज कॉमन सेंस कहते हैं लेमन्स परसेप्शन ऑफ कल्चर. द एंथ्रोपोलॉजी कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ कल्चर हैज़ बीन वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट एंड इन्फ्लुएंशियल आइडियाज ऑफ 20th century thought. Although even anthropologists have not been totally precise or totally consistent in their usage of the concept, that there are no medical difference regarding essence of soul of culture. Now let us examine some of the representatives definition of culture. Definition देखते हैं हम लोग. Perhaps the best and the most comprehensive definition of culture is as it is used in anthropology is the one given by Sir E.B. Tylor. E.B. Tylor more than 100 years ago in his path-breaking work in Primitive Culture, 1871. He gives definition that culture is that complex whole. Culture is that complex whole which includes knowledge, beliefs, arts, morals, laws, custom and any other compatibility acquired by man as a member of society. I am once again repeating my definition. If someone asks what is culture, culture is that complex whole which includes knowledge, beliefs, arts, morals, laws, customs and any other capability which is acquired by a man as a member of society. Some of the definitions given and different facets of culture as follows. Culture it is given by E.A. Howell, 1966, that culture is an integrated system of learned behavior. It is an integrated system of learned behavior patterns which are characteristic in members of society and which are not the result of biological inheritance. Exactly. Now by Herkovitz, that culture is the man-made part of environment. Okay. Now by Linton, culture is the sum total of knowledge, attitudes and habitual behavior patterns shared and transmitted by the members of a particular society. By Kroeber and Clickon, right, culture consists of patterns, explicit and implicit, often for behavior acquired and transmitted by symbols constituting the distinctive achievements of human groups, including their embodiments in artifacts. All the above mentioned definitions forcefully put forward the point that culture is the total base of life of any human group, learned or acquired and not transmitted genetically. Despite differences and variations, members of society shared many things in common and every society has its distinctive culture. Anthropology has demonstrated that the distinctive behavior of different human groups is overwhelmingly the product of cultural experience rather than the consequence of genetic inheritance. On the basis of a vast treasure of comparative studies of many different cultures, anthropologists have arrived at understanding that basic characteristic that all cultures share. There are follows: that culture is learned, culture is shared, culture is based on symbols, culture is integrated. Many other attributes and aspects have been derived from their basic characteristics. Let us examine that. Once again I am reading 4 point. Culture is learned. कल्चर लर्न किया था, देन कल्चर इज शेयर. कल्चर शेयर किया था आपके पीछे जो पीढ़ियाँ होती हैं उनसे. कल्चर इज बेस्ड ऑन सिम्बल्स रिलीजन्स, ये मतलब कल्चर मतलब फेस्टिवल से बेस्ड होता है. कल्चर इंटीग्रेटेड होता है, सबको इंटीग्रेट करता है. So many of the attributes aspects have been derived many of the basic cultures characteristics. Let us examine them in brief. Culture is learned, non-biological, inherited. One learns one's culture by growing up in it. The process of learning to be a member of society is described as socialization. It is different in different societies. The process whereby culture is transmitted from the generation to the next is known as inculturation. Through this process, one learns the socially proper way of behaving and satisfying one's biological determined needs, the basic or primary needs of humans: food, shelter, and sex. characteristics are the same everywhere, and these are the common with other animals. Each culture determines how these needs will be met. Culture gives men alternatives, unlike other animals, many of whose areas of behavior are programmed. They can't believe in any other way, like the mating behavior of non-humans. Man, because of his endowment of culture, has to decide how to behave in any particular situation. At the same time, all learned behavior is not cultural. A dog or an elephant may learn some tricks, but their behavior is reflexive, the result of conditioning by repeated trainings and not the product of inculturation. Despite individual variation, members of a society shared a lot in common. Culture is set of shared ideals, values, and standards of behavior so that actions of the individuals are intelligible to the group as a whole. The idea of a social cultural or social organization tells us that how the relationship between members of a society hold the society together. This is possible only because members of a society shared a lot of cultural characteristics in common. All human behavior originates in the use of symbols, and the most important symbolic aspects of culture is language. It is through language that man is able to transmit culture from one generation to another. At pre-literate level of cultural evolution, man transmitted and forwarded oral traditions. Even during present times, and many simple societies, folk cultures resort to the same means. Culture is studied in as interrelated wholes. Many elements are integrated as a meaningful whole. These various elements or cultural traits do not function as independent isolates but as functionally interrelated mechanisms in whose working each and every part or trait of culture contributes. Various aspects of culture must operate in perfect harmony. A change in any one aspect will affect the other parts in varying degrees. A culture or a part of it cannot survive if it does not satisfy basic needs of its members. Biological basis of culture. It has been a popular belief in anthropology that man is the only tool maker. It is a popular belief of anthropology that man is the only tool maker in the whole of the animal kingdom, the only member of the animal kingdom having the capacity to have culture. It was further believed that the culture was unique to humans. And no non-human behavior could be considered cultural. It implies that culture has a biological basis. In other words, we can say there are certain biological attributes that have made culture possible. Among such biological attributes, the major ones may be emerged as follows: highly complex brain, opposability of thumb, erect posture, bipedal locomotion, stereoscopic vision, and the great dependence of sense of sight. Man has got a large sized and high complexity brain. More than its size, its complexity has contributed to an intelligence and mental faculty of high order. Opposable thumb may not be a characteristic feature of human anatomy alone, because this is shared by some other primates. Yet it is also to the degree of opposability is much greater among human beings than those primates. It enables man to make and use tools, hold other objects, and it also helps him to save firm grip or achieve a variety of objectives. Man stands erect and move habitually on his feet. Having erect posture, he freed his arms and hands for a variety of uses, while other mammals and primates have to utilize hands in the drudgery of locomotion. Stereoscopic vision helps man to fix the sight or of any object and share even optically that to some extent without moving his head. Further, in the course of evolution, man has become more independent on his sense of sight at the expense of other senses, especially hearing and smell. Unlike other animals, he relies heavily on his sense of sight, and thus observation is the primary capability. Homo sapien has fewer of offspring as compared as to many other animals who reproduce in litters. Besides this, man has a prolonged childhood so that he continued to enjoy the protective umbrella of his parents for a comparatively prolonged period. This has compensated for his physical weakness. Man has made up for his lost strength, claws, long teeth, or is made up as man has made up for his lost strength, claws, long teeth, and other feature of defense by using tools and languages and mutual cooperation. Protoculture and among non-human primates. Till something back, it was established view that only human behavior is entitled to be termed cultural. As mentioned earlier, we used to think that the tool used was the dividing line between men and other animals. This is not exactly the case now. Cultural creating capacity can no more be denied to some subhuman creatures. Monkeys and apes have shown to be capable of solving a number of problems. For example, a Japanese Makayu, that is monkey, have washed sweet potato in the ocean before before eating it. Chimpanzees have been seen using long stems of grass to get termites out of nests and or holes. Koshima and species of Japanese monkeys separate wheat from sand by placing the mixture in water and thus devouring the floating wheat. Chimpanzees show considerable intelligence and inventiveness, and they are capable to learning from each other through active imitation. Despite the above described culture building capacity that entitles them to proto-culture or rudimentary forms of culture, they cannot be equated with the men. They definitely lack of capability to express experiences symbolically, which man can and does. It may be used as a dividing line. Culture and society. Culture and society represent a set of abstractions that social scientists have been trying to explain in their theories. That Hoebel in 1966 has explained the distinction of the most clear-cut terms when he says that a society is a people, while a culture consists not of people but of ways of acting. We may say that one belongs to a society but not to a culture. Society not to the term society refers to an association of individuals, and when we speak of social relations, when we speak of interactions among members of a group, a society however is more than just an aggregation of people. Once again, I'm reading this starting. That term society refers to an association of individuals. Term society refers to an association of individuals. When we speak of social relations, we speak of interaction among members of a group. A society, however, is more than just an aggregation of people. A society is bound together by an awareness of mutual belongings, by a sense of social and economic interdependence, and by the common consciousness of common interest. A society is a permanent population of people acting in accordance with its culture, habit to organize people's activities, and the establishment of a standardized behavior is a social imperative. R.M. Keesing, 1975, is raising a very pertinent issue of the boundedness of society and culture. Poses a very important question: that what is the relationship between the set of abstraction built from social relationships and the set of abstraction built from the conceptions and the meaning of people broadly share. So there they are complementary ways of looking at the same reality, each illuminating a different side. Summing up, let us see how beautifully Clifford Reed's 1957 had described the relationship. Culture is the fabric of meaning in terms of which human beings interpret their experience and guide their action. Social culture is the form that action takes, and the network of social relations. Culture and social structures are different expressions for the same phenomena. Culture and personality. Culture and personality approach has added great depth to anthropological understanding of behavior in human societies. The assumption that guided the research on culture and personality during 1930s and 1950s was that adult behavior is determined primarily by culture. Common patterns of childhood experience create a characteristic personality orientation, and in learning a culture, a child acquires motives and values, a distinctive world view. Though it is difficult to define personality in a formal way, but for our understanding, we may borrow Whiting and Whiting's 1978 definition says that personality is the tendency to behave in certain ways, regardless of the specific settings. The relationship between culture and personality pose three kinds of problems for mutual study by psychologists, psychoanalysts, and anthropologists. How does culture affect personality? How does personality affect culture? How does personality respond to specific culture experience and influence other aspects of culture? A given personality is the product of many interacting factors which may be classified under four main categories. The constitutional characteristic of an individual, that is his biology, neurophysiology, endocrine system, body type, and the body type, etc. Second, the nature of physical environment in which the individual lives. Third one is the culture of which the individual is part, and the unique of or idiosyncratic biological, physiological, psychological, social experience or history of the individual. An eminent American anthropologist, Margaret Mead, was one of the first to study personality and culture. Margaret Mead was one of the first to study personality and culture and patterning. Her interest in this area goes back to the days in 1920s when she did a path-breaking study of Samoans. Her major interest at that time was to compare the adolescence of Samoan and American girls. The well-known and legendary psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud also had an important influence on the culture and personality approach in anthropology. Ruth Benedict's patterns of culture is an important contribution. During 1930s, what happened that noted psychiatrist Abraham Carpenter, along with an eminent anthropologist Linton and Margaret Mead and others, developed the concept of basic personality structure. He focused on what he called primary institutions, those that are concerned with punishing, rewarding, and controlling the child during the first years of life. Primary institutions are responsible for the formation of child's personality. Gardner's theory theory was that a result of sharing basic childhood experiences. The adults in a population share patterns of behavior and personality. In other words, we can say that every culture found in virtually vary every individual member of the culture. As Marvin Harris 1983 points out that when the populations involved are organized in a state, the basic personality is often called national character. One often here is said that the English are reserved and the Brazilians carefree. English are reserved and Brazilians are carefree. The French sexy and the Italians uninhibited. Japanese orderly, and so on. So the national character studies have much in common with Gardner basic personality approach. Essentially, we can say that they have sought to discover basic personality characteristic of pupils of modern nations. Critics of national characteristic studies have expressed the view that these works are based on the unscientific and the overgeneralized data. The concept of model personality has a certain statistical validity, they argue, but to generalize the qualities of a complex action on the basis of such limited data is not desirable. Cultural ecology. It was the American anthropologist Julian Stewart who pioneered the development of cultural ecology. In cultural ecology, the emphasis of one particular culture systems and the specific environmental context with which they interact. Before proceeding further, let us very clear that about ecology. It can be defined as a science that deals with the interrelation between the living organisms and the environment. What is ecology? Ecology is the science that interacts that deals with the interrelation between the living organisms and environment. Cultural ecology is concerned with the interrelationship between cultural systems and the environment within which they exist. As Megers puts it, a simple and focused way of humans are animals, and like all other animals, must maintain an adaptive relationship with their ecosystems in order to survive. Although they achieve their adaptation principally through the medium of culture, the process is ultimately subject to the same rules of natural selections that govern biological adaptation. Julian Stewart Ibid postulated that there is a core area of sociocultural systems that is particularly responsive to ecological adaptation: the division of labor, size, stability of local groups, and their distribution, rules of residence. In his book of Theory of Culture Change, Stewart, summing up his views on cultural ecology, states that central problems in cultural ecology as to ascertain whether the adjustments of human societies to their environment require particular modes of behavior or whether they permit latitude of a certain range of possible behavior patterns. Cultural ecology pays primary attention for those features which empirical analysis show me the most closely involved in the utilization of environment in culturally prescribed ways. Julian Stewart is widely regarded as the founder of concept of cultural ecology. However, he is not alone in his pursuit. Walter Goldschmidt is better known for his theoretical interest in this field. Roy Rappaport, one of the most prominent and sophisticated proponents of contemporary ecological anthropology, is very innovative in his approach. His view of humans in his environment as an incredibly complex network of circuits through which information passes, a network that includes cultural beliefs and their consequences as well as ecological events as a highly complex narration. Cultural ecology and ecological anthropology has opened new vistas of research into the multi-phase interrelationship between the culture and the ecosystems. Further advancement in this field promise to provide a crucial bridge between traditional anthropological interests and the larger world of animal behavior. This assumes further importance in the fast-changing ecological scenario. Cultural materialism. The concept of cultural materialism owes its origin to the further elaboration of the theoretical perspectives of Karl Marx, Leslie White, and the Julian Stewart. Cultural materialism may be described as a general theory of socio-cultural change. Marvin Harris and his students have developed this theory after analyzing a number of adaptation studies, especially on some primitive societies from Africa. The analytic strategy of cultural materialism is to expect that similar technologies applied to similar environments tend to produce similar arrangements of labor in production and distribution, and this is in turn that gives us kinds of social groupings and which justify and coordinate their activities in means of similar systems of values and beliefs. Harris 1968. In other words, you can say this is a research strategy which holds the primary task of anthropology is to give causal explanation for the difference and similarities in thought and behavior found among human groups. As Harris further elaborates, like dialectical materialists, cultural materialists, and hold that the task can best be carried out by studying the material constraints to which human existence to be subjected. Perhaps this is the only meeting ground between the dialectical materialistics and the cultural materialists. Harris is one of the popular works like Cows Harris is some of his popular works like Cows, Pigs, Wars, and Witches, The Riddle of Culture 1974, and The Cannibals and the Kings 1977 has very forcefully put forward materialistic explanation that suggests a hidden rationality in terms of ecological adaptation for a series of cultural practices that on the surface optimize human irrationally in cultural guise. Sacred cattle in India, pig herding in New Guinea, and the Quatical Indians potluck in which blankets and valuable are flamboyantly destroyed and other customs emerge as a way of regulating resources, acquiring protein, controlling population, or otherwise adopting a material and biological exigencies. I think we have completed this chapter, so we will start our new section known as archaeological different aspects, and we will completely start with chapter 6, which is meaning and scope and different kinds of archaeology. So bye bye, and if you find any improvements, if you want any issue, any problem, or you need something extra in this video or my next video, so you can just comment and tell me. And please see my look my all video from the start to ending, and you will think that, and I know you will be all thinking that I have very less views, less subscribers, because it's a completely new channel. I don't have much viewers and much subscribers, and I don't want to use a wrong trick. I don't want to be a more technical like tagging, adding. I don't have such a lot of time for doing this at all. So I'm not doing Lakshya Marcha marketing. I'm just giving a free type of education. If someone need to take and wants to take, please take it, and please like, share, subscribe, and share my videos. Thank you a lot.